Hi, everyone, and welcome to One Plus One, the show that's all about the highs and lows of entrepreneurship within St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We're at the insurance brokers. This company is owned by Joseph Sheridan, and we're just about to go inside and take a look and have a chat with Mr. Joseph Sheridan himself. So come on, let's go.
Welcome. Thanks for coming, Jordan.
Nice to be
Come
here.
on in, please. Okay. Let me introduce you to the others here. Start from Patricia.
Hi.
Well, my name is Patricia Ross. I am manager of client service. Basically, that means that I manage my clients, make sure that renewal date is not the only date that we are in touch.
Okay.
All right?
Nice to meet you. And just for your information, everyone here is an insurance broker, and in addition to that, everyone here takes care of clients, but they all have their special roles, so we're just going to find out a bit more about what everybody does. Hi. Your name is, and what do you do?
Nakisha, and I'm a client service coordinator.
Nice to meet you, Nikisha. And here we have Ronika.
Hello.
What
Hi.
do you do here at the insurance broker?
I'm a client service officer and I assist with the life and health insurance side as well.
Okay, nice to meet you. We're going over to this side. Gonna meet this guy right here. Hi, Ian. Tell us your name, your full name, and what you do here at the insurance brokers.
My name is Ian Sheridan. I'm in charge of development, but as you probably would have heard, everybody does everything.
Okay, nice to meet you, Ian. Who is this lovely lady here? What's your name and what do you do?
I'm Mash Ann, client service administrator. I do mostly the accounting stuff here.
Okay, nice to meet you. And tell us what you do.
Hi, Melissa Alexander. I'm actually a little bit of everything, but mostly I deal with the renewals. I make sure everything is okay before sending out.
You like it?
Yes, I do. I appreciate it.
Okay. And lastly, but by no means least, tell us your name and what you do here at the insurance brokers.
Okay, I'm Diana Providence. I am manager presently at the insurance brokers. I mainly do all human resource duties. I check each and every piece of document leaving the office, policies, everything. I tend to clients, whether it's new insurance, it's claims, and also I remind clients of their upcoming insurances.
We work with clients, and whatever business we get, we take to the insurance company, who then bring back the premium to us. We do not get paid for our service. Our service is free, and we just love what we're doing.
That's great. What benefits would I get coming to you guys as opposed to going to an insurance company?
The benefits that you'll get from a broker is that if you go to an insurance company, first of all, you will get the company's rates. If you come to a broker, the broker will be able to search the insurance market and be able to compare the rates and then be able to discuss with you.
Not only that, we have you covered if anything you have a claim and stuff like that. You have a problem, you don't have to go and put up yourself and carry on. That's what we're here for, to serve you.
Yeah, and also make sure that the client is well covered.
In terms of payments, do I come to you? Do I go to them?
Everything is done through the insurance brokers. Payments are made, documents are made here, and your policy is made with the insurance company, who then sends it to us.
Okay.
And we go through it to make sure that what you request is on that policy. We're here to serve.
Thank you. I feel more comfortable now.
That's good.
Here, everyone is friendly. As soon as you step in the door, everybody's just ready and willing to help. Now, at this point in time, we're going to meet Mr. Sheridan once again, but at this time, we're just going to get some more detail about what exactly happens here at the insurance brokers. Hi, everyone, and we're back with Mr. Joe Sheridan at the insurance brokers. How are you doing?
Very good, thank you. And thank you for coming this afternoon.
So now we're inside of this magnificent office. That's where all the magic happens. No?
I don't know about magic, but it's where it happens for sure.
Tell us about your business, the insurance brokers. What services do you provide?
Okay, Jordan, this is a short question. The answer could be very long, but I'll try to make it very simple. We try to identify everything that a client or possible client needs. We then try to see if there is an insurance solution, because very often the solution is simple risk management, and try to how to minimize risk, and maybe they don't need insurance. We try to find that if it's possible. If they do need insurance, we then try to work out with them what insurance is fitting, what they really need, and what their budget is. It's no use that we tell them that there's something that costs a fortune and they can't afford it. It's a waste of everybody's time. So better to pay some respect to them by finding out what they can afford, and then try to find a way to get insurance within their budget. Then we get quotations or tenders from different insurance companies, as many as possible, and then from there we help them to analyse them, because the figures don't tell the complete story. You've got to sometimes look beyond that and try to work out what is the best value for clients. But most of all, after we do all that and we make the arrangements, we check the policies and so on to make sure they're correct, because mistakes do happen. We also have to spend a huge amount on time on claims, because things do happen. Could be a fire, a hurricane, earthquake. We've had all those incidents in the Grenadines, of course. Motor accidents, God forbid a plane crash, liability claims against hotels, all sorts of things. So we get involved in claims and we help to get claims settled. And sometimes that can consume a huge amount of time, vast amount of time. But we love it because we get satisfaction at the end of the day.
Yeah, I can tell. Okay, so we just took a look outside and we want to know how all of this started. I mean, it couldn't have built itself. So what made you decide to start your own company?
I'd been running companies for other persons, setting up and running quite a while, both in East Africa and then in the region here in St. Lucia, Antigua, Barbados, and then finally here. And there was a need for something that wasn't being provided at all. Nobody was providing an independent service. When you're working for other persons, sometimes you're not frustrated, but you can't help them because the organization that you're working for doesn't provide what they're looking for, what the customer needs. And so with the help of my wife, this was an inspiration to me to start afresh at that time with a brand new service and start from zero, and to be able to help everybody. And it means that we can help every person, whether they're rich or poor, whatever. It doesn't matter, but we provide the same quality of service for everybody.
Okay, sounds great. Okay, so an organization's human resources is a big part of it maintaining a sustainable competitive advantage. So my question for you today is, how important have good employees been to your success?
That's a wonderful question, because the question is kind of so obvious. The fact that I'm alive and well at the moment is because of the tremendous staff that we've had over the years that have given support, not just to me, but to our clients, because no one could do this alone. Things come and go all the time, in terms of volume of business. Sometimes it's quiet, sometimes it's rushed and so on. But the backup work and everything like that, everyone in the office pulls their weight. And we have 9 persons now. And that's interesting in itself, because in discussion with other people who do the same work as us, there are now 5 insurance brokers in the country. Many of them have their resources outside the country.
Oh, okay.
So they would have certain services there which we have to provide locally. Therefore, we have to have the people to do it.
Right.
And so that means that we have more people than usual. We don't make much profit at all, but we enjoy the fact that we're able to give a good service as a result.
So how much did you start with? How much did you start out with?
Myself and 1 assistant.
Oh, okay.
Somebody used to say, "Oh, you can get your secretary to do this." I said,
Right.
We don't have secretaries. We've never had secretaries. Everyone here is an insurance broker.
So what do you look for in an employee? Here I am. I would like a job, Mr. Sheridan.
Well, very nice, Jordan. We certainly would like to know about your qualifications, your subjects, and so on, because there are certain basic subjects that we hope everyone has. But when we choose somebody, it's on attitude. We like persons who like to help people. We like persons who are willing and who will come forward rather than wait to be asked. We like people who go the extra mile for customers and really make the effort to try and help them. People who like to work, if you like, rather than maybe just looking for the money or saying, well, my job is 8 to 4 and that's it. I'm going home. We like persons who make an effort for others.
What if I'm working here and I'm doing an excellent job, but I hate my job? And oftentimes I communicate that.
Right.
What would you do in a case like that?
Well, if we were wise, we would find out why you hate your job, what it is you hate about the job, whether it's the work itself or the people that you work with or something like that.
Right.
And try to find out if there's something that we can do about it. For example, if we could move you to a different role and find a way to make you happy then. If we don't have a role, for example, at the moment, maybe it's an opportunity for us and you to expand our operation to provide a different role, for example, to create a role for you to play, something like that. If we can't, and we can't find anywhere like that, then we could well say to you, look, can we look around on your behalf? Because what you're looking for may not be found within our industry, for example. But we do know of clients who are doing that kind of work, and this is what you'd like to do. So why don't we talk to some of our clients and see if they're interested?
Okay.
And find a way that way. That way it's a win-win. If we have somebody who's good, we wouldn't want to lose them.
Right.
So we would rather keep their goodwill by finding a solution if we can.
Okay. Okay, so we're going to delve into entrepreneurship now. We want to know what have been some of your failures and what have you learned from some of these failures? Can you think of any?
Plenty. I mean, every day. Nothing ever goes right all the time.
Yeah.
Sure. What are the failures first?
What have you learned?
Say, at a personal level, not managing stress well enough, because stress can kill easily, and
True.
at times it can build up. So that would be something that I would really need to learn from. At a company level, I wouldn't say a failure, but have you heard the expression putting all your eggs in one basket?
Yeah.
Sometimes you have a large client and you think that large client will stay with you forever. But there may be very good reasons why that client doesn't. And so you're used to that client staying with you and the income that's generated from that client, and the relationship is good. But we had an experience where we trained the staff of a large client to have their own insurance department because they had a lot of insurance needs, and we trained the staff so that we could work with them better. And we enjoyed that very much. But then they've developed that into running their own business, and so they stand on their own feet. Everyone likes to see the child grow up to be better than them.
True.
So when that happens, we just have to say, all right, well, we've done our best, and we learn from that. So we would make sure that we learn to accept things and plan ahead a lot more. Say that you try not to put all your eggs in one basket like that. You make sure you try to have as many clients as possible and help them all. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So entrepreneurs get their satisfaction from a lot of things, from the fact that they're making money, the most obvious one.
Yes.
The fact that they're creating their own destiny, they're making something out of nothing,
Mm-hmm.
that they're fulfilling their passion.
Yes.
So where does yours come from? You know, what's been your most satisfying moment in business?
In general, it's helping people. It can be helping a a very, very small client with what to us seems a small problem but is a big problem to them. For example, somebody who's struggled to get insurance, or somebody, we had an instance a while ago where somebody came to us looking for insurance, and I won't give you any details, but the particular kind of insurance didn't fit the profile. This was an elderly person, and they were asking for a particular kind of insurance. We, after talking with them, solved the problem for them by phoning a funeral home and finding a way that they could make arrangements in advance with a funeral home so that their problems were solved, the problem that they had. Problem solved. We didn't earn a cent. We didn't arrange insurance, yet the person had come to us asking for insurance. But we solved the problem for them, and we were delighted.
Wow.
We've had also other kinds of problems. Getting insurance, which is difficult for some clients, where we've had to pull teeth to somehow make the arrangements. We can't give details, obviously, but we've been able to make arrangements under difficult circumstances before now, and we feel really good about that. But more importantly, when they have claims, and you know that SVG has had its fair share of claims. It could be hurricane or earthquakes or all the other problems that we have, and sometimes claims take a long time to be settled because maybe they haven't got records. Sometimes clients don't have records, and and we have to go through all their records with them and spend weeks and weeks and weeks trying to sort out their records and help them to put together the package so that it can be presented to an insurance company or their adjuster. Insurance adjusters are investigators. They don't take things easily. So therefore you have to make sure that things are documented, and that takes effort. Sometimes the clients don't know what to do. Sometimes they're hit for six. I'll use a cricket expression, okay? and they kind of at a loss how to do it, and so we have to more or less take them by the hand and help them and do all the work with them and try to then build up a case and then to argue for them. We do a lot of arguing on their behalf and getting a satisfactory result, something that they can live with, okay? And also that the insurance company can live with as well. So we get a lot of satisfaction like that.
Okay, that's great. A lot of entrepreneurs, they live by the philosophy, if I'm not making money from doing something, then I'm not going to do it.
Yes, we've heard that, and we've encountered that a lot. What we've found is that one of the things that is nice to do is to do good. Now, that's one of the blessings of being able to work for yourself, by the way, that we can make decisions like that we're going to do something good. Whereas if we had somebody looking over our shoulder and counting the dollars and the cents and all the rest of it, then we probably wouldn't be allowed to do that in the same way. But this way, we can spend time to help people. And it's not always, in insurance, it's problems that are connected. Also, good work in society. If you work for yourself, you can make the decision that, a certain percentage of your time you're going to make sure that you have available to help other people. And that can be good as well. It's very satisfying. And the big companies call it being a good corporate citizen. We would just call it being nice, being helpful. So we try to help.
Being human.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So being an entrepreneur means that you're pretty much the last to get paid. It requires a lot of hard work, and it requires a lot of long hours.
I'm glad you know that.
So tell me, how has it affected your family life? I wish your wife was here.
Oh, my wife is the inspiration behind this. She gave me tremendous support when we were thinking about this, and when I talked about the possibility that we could do something at the time of our marriage. She gave it full support, and we lived on her salary to start with, because that's how it is when you start a business. There, she had an income, I didn't.
How do you make that? How did you feel about that? Some guys might be emasculated or.
No, we were a team.
Okay.
And
I like that.
yeah, that's right. And in a team, you all have different gifts and different contributions at different times. Yeah. So we were able, in fact, she was working in government service at the time, the hospital. So we were able to live on that salary for the time being. As you say, I was paid last.
Yes.
And we ended up much later on being able to live on my salary for a while then. Later on, when Miriam had to go overseas for studying, to take a voluntary degree, a diploma in tropical child health that she couldn't get here. So she went overseas for that. And so we lived on my income for a change. Yeah. Teamwork. Yeah.
True.
It works both ways.
So we're running out of time, but I have just 2 more questions left for you.
Sure.
My biggest inspiration happens to be Richard Branson. He just talked about doing good and all of these things. He's all about helping and using his money and his power to do good and make the world a better place. Who's your biggest inspiration?
I would again say my wife, because she has been an inspiration from the beginning. I could say Richard Branson or Nelson Mandela or anyone like that.
You could.
Yes, that's right. But we in reality, down here on the ground, my wife has been a huge inspiration in getting this started, and also in a way my parents, because they gave me something which I didn't realize I had, but which other people have seen and used, which is an ability to organize, and that has been, and also the question of being honest. That is something that they instilled in me from the beginning, and so that honesty, hopefully, and integrity has helped to build up a business, because this kind of business is on kind of promises. If you come for an insurance anywhere, you don't get the insurance in your hand. You can't pick it up like this pen and say, is this full or is it empty or something? This one's nearly empty, I see.
Yep.
You therefore you don't know what you're getting. You're trusting people. So when you need to be trustworthy, you can't be a little bit honest, because if you're a little bit honest, you're a little bit dishonest as well.
True.
Right? You can't be a little bit pregnant, can you? Right? Same thing. You're either pregnant or you're not. You're either honest or you're not. So we've tried to be honest through and through, and for that, I owe that to my parents and to Miriam as well, my wife. You mentioned something about families earlier on.
Yep.
That is something that every entrepreneur makes a mistake about, and if you're lucky enough, you can correct it quickly. I've been able to try and spend as much time with my family as much as possible. Very often we take our families for granted. You believe they're still going to be there, and of course in some cases they're not, because you've let them down, you've taken them for granted, and they decide not to be there. So I've been fortunate like that. It's hard work, but I love my family, and I hope they love me. Let's hope that it all pays off. It's not. I'm not going to talk about dividends, but everyone's got to have a quality of life. And so, apart from my working life, I'm heavily involved in church. In fact, all of us in my family are, and so that gives me some satisfaction. But make sure, please, new entrepreneurs, tell them not to take their families for granted, and don't take the customers for granted either.
True.
Because customers have a choice, and they can go anywhere they like. And if you think that they'll be there tomorrow, they may not be. You've got to make sure that you look after your customers.
Okay, I think we're pretty much out of time, but I want to know. I have to ask this question. So mistakes will happen, definitely in business. And they're a critical part of entrepreneurship. If you could go back in time, you're going to have a talk for 15 minutes with your former self. You only have 15 minutes, but I'm giving you one.
Thanks.
What would you say? You can help yourself to prevent making some of the mistakes, or some of, you might find yourself you might prevent yourself from making some of the pitfalls that you had to encounter.
Yes.
So, what would you say to yourself?
I would learn to be more patient and not expect things to happen the way I would like them to happen. I mentioned stress earlier on. I would have to learn how to manage stress in such a way that it doesn't take over. It's something that we don't realize can happen. I would look after my health because very often we think that we've got perfect health and it'll always be there tomorrow. I know that there were periods when I didn't look after my health enough and I thought I was doing good, but thank God I've got a doctor for a wife and she pulled me through. Okay, I would learn to manage my time better, I think, and I would also very definitely spend more time with our customers, not just in the office here, but outside of the office, at their businesses, get to know how they operate and get to know their problems rather than the problems they come to tell us about. Go out and spend more time with them, because that's understanding of them helps you to help them better.
Okay. Thank you so much. I hope everyone has taken something from our episode today. We can't wait to introduce you to our entrepreneurs for next week. Please stay tuned and have a good week. Bye.